A guy in my class tried to get my attention by talking trash. I ignored him, so he started spreading nasty rumors about my mom. I snapped, grabbed my metal pencil case, and beat the living hell out of him. The teacher couldn't even pull me off. When they called our parents, his mom pointed in my face and screamed that girls like me should be drowned at birth. Big mistake. This time it was my parents' turn to start swinging. The guys in my class loved giving girls nicknames. Girl Shadow, Bugs Bunny, you name it, they had it. My desk mate Sarah Shore just had Shore in her name, so they'd been teasing her with a nickname since the first day of school. Me too. Because I was tall and developed early, I was one of the first girls in our class to wear a bra, so I got a teasing nickname too. It was always on the tongues of those guys, always being whispered about after gym class. Today I heard my name in their mouths again. This time they were even grosser, laughing and mimicking how I run, cupping their hands to their chests and panting. My desk mate Sarah was furious. Are you psycho, Chloe? Doesn't seem like it. You're really unpleasant. Yeah, you guys are way out of line. We're telling the teacher. The girls all chimed in, backing me up, angrily telling them how wrong they were. Leo and his crew just laughed. Was it wrong? I didn't name anyone. Who said I was talking about Chloe? I was talking about the tall girl. He was grinning like a shameless, punchable jerk, betting I'd be too embarrassed to admit the nickname was mine, assuming I'd be too ashamed to fight back. But he was wrong. I stood up and shot back. Who do you think you're talking to? Look at yourself before judging others. With that sour attitude, you're in no position to mock anyone. My comeback was brutal. Leo froze for a second, stunned, but a second later he exploded. Chloe, who do you think you are, talking to me like that? Do you really think you can insult me and get away with it? He was tall and built, used to saying whatever he wanted without anyone daring to talk back. Being torn down by me like that, he couldn't take the hit to his ego. He balled up his fists and lunged at me. Of course, the other kids jumped in, trying to hold him back, feeding him lame lines like, "Don't hit a girl." I just laughed. A man? What kind of man gives people insulting nicknames? Deliberately calling someone that? Your standards for men are so low, you'd probably call anyone a man. Chloe, you... Leo completely lost it, trying to rip my collar off through the crowd of people. Sarah screamed and shoved him hard, trying to keep him away from me. The two sides dissolved into chaos. Guys pulling Leo back, girls forming a wall in front of me, screaming insults. The noise was so loud it brought a patrolling teacher running. Only he wasn't there to find justice. He was there to pick a side. After listening to everyone jabbering over each other, this bald, middle-aged guy just waved his hand dismissively at me. Chloe, why are you always using such strong language? What did your parents teach you? Making jokes about other people's bodies? 1,000-word apology on my desk Monday. On what grounds? The girls were even more pissed off than I was. Why are you blaming Chloe? It's Leo who's the psycho. So it's wrong for Chloe to lash out, but it's fine for Leo to give people nicknames? This is campus bullying. You're biased. We're going to the head of discipline. Kids these days are sharp. They know exactly how to hit where it hurts. The second they saw the teacher siding with Leo, the girls weren't having it. I stood right at the front and gave Leo the middle finger. What's wrong, little guy? Leo's face was purple with rage. He reached over the crowd trying to slap me. The girls shoved him back, scratching and pulling, protecting me like a pack of lionesses. I wiped some annoying hair out of my face, saw my opening, grabbed Leo's collar, and slapped him hard across the face. My nails left scratches. Seeing things escalate, the patrolling teacher panicked, probably worried about his own liability. He turned and ran to find Mr. Lee, our temporary homeroom teacher, to sort it out. Mr. Lee is one of those pricks who's notorious for siding with the boys. He once famously said that if kids start dating, it's always the girl's fault for tempting the boy. Seeing this massive fight, he didn't even think. He just sentenced me to a public apology in front of the whole school during the Monday morning flag-raising assembly. To his credit, he was smart enough to also punish Leo, making him clean the classroom and erasers for a week. But everyone knew that cleaning was nothing compared to a public apology assembly. That was a public execution. The girls' anger reached a boiling point, nearly blowing the roof off. I held up a hand to quiet them. Facing Leo's smug, triumphant grin and Mr. Lee's blatant favoritism, I just replied coolly, "Fine, Monday assembly, right? I can do that." Chloe, Sarah was frantic. "Don't be scared. We'll all go to the principal. I don't believe every adult in this school is terrible. If the principal doesn't help us, we'll post it online." The girls were furious, glaring at Leo and his crew with pure hatred. For too long, everyone had just ignored the insulting nicknames they'd given us. The cold shoulder. We thought our indifference would defeat their disgusting mouths, but we underestimated their capacity for cruelty. We underestimated their rock-bottom lack of morals. It started with whispers and escalated to them only using the nicknames. A little overweight, chunky pig, a slight overbite, Bugs Bunny, a little more body hair, gorilla. These trash-mouth guys always knew how to find a girl's weak spot, and they loved watching us get angry and jumpy. Then they just shrugged it off with that classic line, "It's just a joke. Why can't you take a joke?" to excuse their terrible behavior. I was done with it. The girls were done with it. "You like to joke, right?" I smiled a cold, hard smile. I had an idea. I didn't write a single word of that apology. I didn't think I was wrong, and I wasn't going to say I was. So I just grabbed an old essay from my bag, crossed out the title, and wrote apology at the top. Then I strolled right up to the podium, holding that completely irrelevant piece of paper. I took the microphone from Mr. Lee, looked out at the entire school, and said only one sentence: "Please learn from me." "Chloe, are you insane?" Mr. Lee, realizing I was about to go rogue, looked like he was having a stroke. He lunged for the microphone, trying to stop me, like I'd let him. I dodged, holding the mic, and started running across the stage, yelling, "I did nothing wrong, and I don't think my counterattack was out of line. Some people are just born jerks and won't learn unless you beat the lesson into them." He loves giving people nicknames and laughing about it, but the moment someone gives him one back, he can't handle it. "Leo, you're the most weak-willed person in this entire school. I'm telling you, you didn't win anything. Got the courage? Stop hiding behind biased teachers. Got the courage? Justify your little nickname habit when your parents come to school. I'm going to ask them exactly how they raised such a disgusting, perverted piece of work. You're a shameless, pathetic clown just a joke for everyone to laugh at." Seizing the chance, emotions, I got everything off my chest. Finally, after a chaotic chase across the stage, school deans caught me, but I held my head high. I wasn't ashamed at all. Standing back at the podium, getting chewed out, I was smiling, especially when I saw Leo, red-faced with rage but too cowardly to show himself, hiding from everyone's stares. I mimicked his old smug look right back at him. It felt amazing. Well said. Learn from you? You absolutely nailed it. The girls in my class started clapping. Even as Mr. Lee screamed at them to be quiet, they just kept laughing and cheering for me. The applause spread. Led by my class, other classes started clapping too. Someone even yelled that I was a role model for all the girls. Felt amazing. So incredibly amazing. Turns out if I act bold enough, nobody dares to bully me. Not even Mr. Lee. After realizing this whole mess blew up because of his and the other teachers' bias, the head of discipline and the principal called them in for a talk. As soon as the assembly was over, they were dragged to the office and ripped a new one for having no integrity as educators. Leo actually behaved for a few days. He and his crew didn't dare use another nickname. They even started using our real names again. We didn't want trouble. All we wanted was to go to class in peace, to live a normal school life. Who the hell wakes up looking for a fight? So the matter was over. At least in my mind it was. I figured no one would mess with me again. I just didn't realize that some people are born petty, sore losers who have to win no matter what. Leo was one of those people. A few days later, a vague rumor started floating around the school forums and confession pages. It said some girl at our school had a mom who worked in that kind of place and drinks with old men for money. It was posted with a blurry, mosaic-faced photo of a woman in a cheongsam, a traditional Chinese dress. Because it involved taboo words, the students, desperate for drama, started digging, trying to figure out which parent was supposedly wild. After digging and digging, the rumors pointed to me because my mom loves wearing cheongsams. She'd worn one several times when picking me up from school. And just like that, in the mouths of these disgusting kids, my mom was being insulted. When I heard the rumor, I just went numb. I never thought someone would spread that kind of filth about me, let alone about my mother. I saw red, pure, unadulterated rage. No proof, no evidence, just because my mom likes cheongsams. When I find out which kid started this, I'm going to make them pay. So I started digging back, threatened the student admins of the confession page, told them this wasn't over, that spreading false, defamatory rumors was a crime. I told them to give me the original source, or I'd see them all in court. This had blown up way too big. The admins were terrified of getting in real trouble, so they immediately gave me the account number. I followed the trail. The account was brand new, almost no activity. But in its tiny, barren visitor log, I found one account that had repeatedly visited. The owner of that account was Leo. It all clicked. What else was there to understand? I laughed, a cold, sharp sound. I ran my fingers over my metal pencil case. I'd been too gentle. I gave him a reason to hurt my mom. So the next morning, I stood at the classroom door, pencil case in hand, waiting for Leo. The second he walked in, I slapped him. Before he could even react, I brought the metal case down hard on his head. Everyone froze. No one knew why I'd lost it again, why I was confronting him first thing in the morning. They just stared, stunned, as I stood over Leo, waving my pencil case and yelling at him. Leo took several hits, his head swelling up, but he was still tough, still yelling, "Chloe, why are you hitting me? I didn't even do anything. What's wrong with you? What's wrong? You ask me what's wrong." The pencil case finally shattered, a sharp piece flying off and cutting my cheek. I wiped the blood away, smiling like a psycho. "I'm not just upset, I'm going to make you pay."